No, this looks amazing. Woo! Jesus Christ. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. It is setup day for my 48-inch LG C1 OLED. And so as I'm going through the initial setup process, it does offer you the opportunity to use a mobile device or a cell phone, a tablet. You have the LG proprietary app, or you can do things through the TV. One of the things that I do wish, and this is more so if it's like a quality of life upgrade that I hope to see in the future, would be the ability to, let me see if that works out the gate. TV. Okay, you got to set it up first before you turn it off. Would be for the TV, any OLED TV going forward, to have the ability to have a preset picture quality settings based on the network, right? What do I mean? I mean, kind of like when you think about, if you're familiar with at least using a Windows laptop, when you set up your Windows laptop, it's my gaming Asus laptop, you put your Microsoft account in. When you put your Microsoft account in, you pretty much have your icons, your wallpaper, things of that sort set, so that you have a familiar, unique setting, right? You like that, you have a preset there that exists for you. Even doing the setup with the mobile app, that is not an option. That would be something that would be great, where if, you know, there was a QR code or the mobile app login that you make was created, you would be able to have all of those settings that were existing on your other OLED TV. Like, I literally have this same TV in 77-inch. I've had every one of these things, man, every year. And it would be nice if I was just able to, you know, log into something and boom, that's there. But I am going to go through doing the soft calibrating, getting the settings how I want it to be. This video is going to really encompass talking points around how close I'll be with this, right? I had one gentleman that left a comment, could have been a lady, I'm sorry. So some person, let me just say that I have one person that left a comment, and they said that, hey, you know, based on how close I'm going to be on to the TV, the 42 or the 43-inch might have been better. Now, I am pretty much 90% sure I'll go after the 42-inch C2. But that could be for this desk, honestly. I really like this 48-inch. And I do have a history of using a 65-inch, and I wasn't sitting too far from there, right? So I don't know. We're going to get some tripod footage going with me actually using this in gaming after I get the setup going, and I'll show my settings that I like to use for gaming. Getting this thing set up manually. AI Picture Pro, turn it on or off. It's kind of an interesting feature. I'll leave it off though. This tripped me out when I got the 77-inch C1. Yeah. Sounds pretty good for a TV, honestly. So I will leave that on, the Pro sound on, because I'm using this obviously in a PC capacity. So if I'm sitting there playing anything, I don't need to have desktop speakers because good enough speakers are there. But I do have a sound deck that's going to be used primarily for headset utilization. Finished getting this thing set up. I did get it connected, so make sure all the firmware and everything is up to par. What?
What kind of TV you got?
It's a LG C1 OLED. Can you say that?
LG OLED.
Yep. LG C1 OLED.
Daddy, Super Saiyan 4 can't beat me.
Super Saiyan 4 can't beat you.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 computer can't beat me.
Okay.
Too strong.
You're too strong. Great.
Yoga.
Well, these kids are home today for daycare. Theirs is closed down for the week. So beautiful wallpaper, man. Beautiful wallpaper. So you can either hit the red button, turn that on or off. It's a great feature. I had made a video. You can check it out. The C9 2019 C9 OLED finally got this as a feature set where you could, you can adjust to turn that on and off. Contemplating putting a Fire Stick on this because it's large enough. One of the advantages of having a TV or a display this large on your desk is if you want to actually watch content, it's going to be nice. So I am going to go ahead and get a game fired up on this thing after I get my settings done. I will show you those first though. Kind of a first out of the box settings thing that I like to do, especially when connecting this to a gaming PC, which I've done since 2019 with the C9, is just tinkering around with the settings. First thing I recommend doing is definitely getting into the game optimizer. You got HDR picture settings within all of these presets here. You got vivid, standard, cinema, right? But the game optimizer is what's really important. Then the second piece is actually going to the setting of game optimizer, and you can either turn this on or off. Now, but it defaults it off. When it's off, what's going to happen is your TV, this is a PC obviously, you've got two separate resolution settings. You've got the TV settings and then you've got PC. We want to be on PC. When we go to TV, even in the native aspect, we've got a maximum refresh rate of 60 hertz. The TV would default at no game optimizer on this resolution, with 30 hertz being the cap that you're going to see. That's the experience I've had connecting it to an NVIDIA graphics card at least. So we want to go to the PC 3840 by 2160, in which we can do either 100 hertz or 120 hertz. That's what we want to do. Now, you don't see this as an opportunity until you are actually turning on the game optimizer. So once again, hitting settings cog, and then going to game optimizer, at which when you turn this on, because it's going to default as off, I've obviously turned it on, then turned it off. When you turn it on, it kind of unlocks that resolution, is what I've seen. And from here, I've covered videos with that. I don't think I need to go over this, but you can take a look at this. The biggest opportunity for this right here is on a console. This works absolutely perfect in regards to PC gaming. And when I say this, I'm talking about the game optimizer. This is a great free feature set, offers you immediate quick access to the presets that the TV will have for you to manage things like your black stabilizer, auto low latency, telling you if VRR is turned on. You got white stabilizer, black stabilizer. You got some awesome presets within this particular feature. You can even look into the input latency, turning that on boost, right? So standard, give you reduce the input lag. When you go to boost, give you a second to read that. So excellent options, man. You got some really good stuff. You can turn on and off the game dashboard. What that does is when you're actually playing on this input, when you hit the settings cog, you'll actually get the presets so that you can immediately see things like your frame rate, your black stabilizer, letting you know if VRR is activated. This works really, really well for PC, right? Turning on VRR and G-Sync. Obviously, I'm using an NVIDIA graphics card. Turning on AMD FreeSync. Yeah, so this is really good. And then you got the fine-tuned dark areas. Again, this is another feature set that was just given to the 2019 C9 OLED. So excellent. This, I mean, from a gaming perspective, this is pretty much what you need to be doing. These are the first things, the first settings, really the most important settings you want to look at. Obviously, if you're PC gaming, you want to go to setup G-Sync. You want to go to and make sure that you've got this guy selected and this guy too, because you want screen tearing to be not a thing. It doesn't matter if you're playing a game and it's windowed or full screen. Once that's already accessed and turned on, then you're pretty much good to go from a perspective of you having things set up. Everything else is going to really come down to you fine tuning your picture settings based on like what you like, you know. I've seen several videos, and I know those videos do really good where people make the content and they talk about things like, you know, the settings you should have, the best settings. There's no such thing as a best settings. There's no one setting that's going to work for every person. You have to factor in like the light source, if you can manage the light, you know, the user, the kind of content, you know, you have to adjust that based on what's going to be good for you. Okay, so I haven't messed around with any of my own settings to kind of make it my own, but we do have the game mode, the game bar is there, it's active, it's telling me the low latency is on, VRR is on, black stabilizer, again, I haven't messed with anything, and actually tells me the frame rate that we're getting. So this is why this is a great option for PC gaming. It works so freaking phenomenal. You do not get this active up and down realistic frame rate count if you are playing on a console. So unfortunately, I haven't seen it addressed for the C2, but that's definitely something that needs to come down the pipeline. Okay. That being said, haven't played this yet. So go to settings, go to graphics. You can see everything is as high as it can be, right? Max settings. This is my server build. It does have an RTX 3080. I'm going to be changing this actually. It's more horsepower than what I need just for Plex in my household. But for right now, it makes for a great testing computer. I'm going to have a 3090 on this display pretty soon. So going to the display, as you can see, we've got the RTX 3080. We've got 10 gigs of video RAM down there, 7 gigs being utilized. We are running this at max settings, right? There's no deep learning super sample. You turn on deep learning super sample, as you can see, as you go from performance, your render resolution, your internal resolution modifies. It's a lower internal resolution, and so it outputs it or upscales it, right? This is a great feature. This is something that the consoles utilize. I'm going to go ahead and link in the video at the top right screen. You can pause this and go check that out. Our consoles are a great option. I think they are. But this is some of the technology that they do use. If you go to quality, you're at QHD, which works a lot. It works really good for a lot of people. But I like to turn deep learning super sample off. I like to run natively at 4K, output at 4K, right? So we have the settings there. Let's continue. I have this game loaded on multiple computers, so I'm not sure where I'm at on this, but this is going to be brief. See how this thing looks. No, this looks amazing. Whew. Jesus Christ. This looks so good. Let's see, Alt R, I can get my frame rate counter there, about 72 frames. Let's see how on par we are. 76 frames, 75. We got realistic frame rate counter there. That's one of the beauties of this thing. It is actively counting a real frame rate. But this looks so freaking good. Why does this look so good? God, dog. This looks so freaking good, man.
And since when are zombies so close to the house? And what was that frozen thing that attacked us?
I do not know.
Sound is good.
Silent.
So back up and give me an overview, right? So honestly, realistically, and I might title this, "What's Like Playing with a 48-inch?" This is good. I got a mount coming tomorrow that's going to take the base away so that the TV can sit more flush with the desk. I've got about this much space, probably this much space from where the actual panel is, because the base is about right here, where so the panel's here. Then there's a little piece in the front. So my hope is that I can push the TV back a little bit more, right? It'll allow me to push my desktop back a little bit more too, because I have about this much space for the desktop. I'm going to be using the same case, but this looks great. This is not overly big. I was really thinking to myself, you know, if this is too big, then the 42 inch is definitely what I want to do. But I know for a fact I'm going to be aiming to get a 42 inch C2, but I'm loving this. This is great. Even if I was, you know, sitting up here, this is not bad at all. This is not bad. Like the pixel density is really nice. I mean, it's super fluid. This game is obviously running beyond 60 frames per second, max settings. So I'm seeing every texture, every detail, right? The contrast of everything that I'm seeing, the shadows, everything. It's amazing. This is perfect. And I haven't even done a soft calibration. I haven't even went through and put my own, you know, sauce right onto this how I want it to be. So I am going to get this set the way I want to. I'll set it exactly how I have my 77 inch. But for those of you that might be thinking or wondering, man, is this too big? You know, this is actually, this is amazing. I mean, you know, and just the fact that it's so playable, like coming from a 27 inch monitor, skipping the 32 inch QHD, right? Even coming from a 49 inch ultra wide, like this thing is beautiful. Like, so yeah, this is the morning after, right? This is the next video, morning after you see me do the unboxing of this. So I wanted to give some follow-up content. Actually, this might even be a double upload. So you might be seeing this Tuesday. If you're seeing this Tuesday, go check out the video before. If you got questions, comments, leave them. Let me know what you're thinking. If you got any suggestions, something I missed, something you want to hear me talk about, let me know, because there'll be more content on this. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate the support. Max love.